Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Good afternoon. I am Arohi Tyagi, Associate Dean here at AAFT Online. And I, on behalf of the entire AAFT Online family, welcome you all to this exclusive webinar with none other than Chef Bhasin. Well, Chef Bhasin is a luminary in the culinary world with over 28 years of experience. As the founder and director of CB Hospitality, Chef Bhasin has been instrumental in setting up restaurants and hotels, developing products, and curating events for the ministry. His illustrious career includes leadership roles at prestigious establishments such as Taj, Leela, and Oberoi, both in India and abroad. Chef Bhasin is renowned for his innovative approach to the field of culinary arts, especially in pioneering the concept of home chef in India and his extensive research on lost recipes and cuisines. His expertise has been recognized with numerous accolades, including being named one of the top 5 chefs in India by Food Channel in 2017, featuring in Mr. V. Sangvi's top chef list, and receiving a silver hat from the Indian Culinary Forum as the best chef in the country with less than 22 years of experience. Noteworthy contributions by Chef include curating the World Food India at Pragati Maidan for 2 consecutive years, the Constitutional Day hosted by the President of India, and exclusive menus at Ambani's residence for high-profile occasions. He has also curated the opening dinner for the Jaipur Literary Fest 2024 and a gala dinner at India by the Bay in Hong Kong in 2024. So please join us in extending a very warm welcome to Chef Ashish Bhasin, a true connoisseur of culinary arts who continues to inspire and innovate across the globe. Hello, Chef. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for a lovely introduction, Arohi.
It's
So
an
I'm honored
absolute
and
pleasure
touched.
to have you here, sir. Absolute.
Thank you.
So, to all the learners, as we hear from Chef Bhasin, in case you have any questions, you want to ask anything related to culinary to Chef Bhasin, please drop in your questions in the Q&A box, which is located right below on your screens, and I'll be taking them up at the end. All yours, Chef.
Okay. So before we start the presentation, I'll just add one thing that I was in the industry, like Arohi mentioned, 28 years in the industry, but out of that 26 years, I was hardcore in hotel. And out of that 26, 17 plus years, I was executive chef, taking care of properties. And last, when I left as general manager of Leela Gurgaon. Um, I was worried that if I start my own journey, own business, get into entrepreneurship, will I be successful? Um, and got into that salary kind of a thing. But trust me, though I'm quite young in entrepreneurship, it's just 2 years, but I learned the trade before that, and I realized it was just a fear. If you know what you're doing, if you're clear in your thoughts, I won't say it's a cakewalk. Nothing is a cakewalk. It's stressful, it's challenging. You need to find your ways, but it's fun and you'll be successful. So just be clear in your thoughts. And Arui, can we start the presentation now? Uh, so as you see, the presentation, you would know anyway before also, is about emerging culinary trends, culinary entrepreneurship trends. What are the different options which are available? Though there are thousands and thousands and thousands, but what I've picked up are the key trends, what we think will it's already making the difference and will bloom further. So let's get into exploring the key culinary trends. Uh, I'll skip this slide. Aroi, you were kind enough to give a great introduction. And yeah, so let's move on. Okay. So we need to understand when we say culinary trends, And from an entrepreneurship, there are different models. There's B2B, there are B2C. So B2B is business to business, where you are curating and doing back-end stuff for hotels, restaurants, catering, or anyone who's into food business. And then it's B2C. B2C is for consumers. So B2B is also when you are not directly supplying to the final producer, but you are giving a sub product to a sub vendor. So it can be a chain one. Now we are facing challenges with manpower. Uh, Manpower is becoming costly. Real estate is becoming costly. So that's why the hotels are or restaurants or food business is outsourcing a lot of stuff or getting premixes, like I mentioned, or which will simplify their job. That will lead to consistency. So that's one part. Second part is consumers, direct consumers. Today I have a party at home, or at home we are not skilled to do all cuisines. So you buy certain stuff which you can develop and serve to your guest. So which will have the ghar ka khana, homely feel. I made it. You can pat your shoulder, pat your back, and yet you will give a quality product competing with the market. So that's why premixes. Now, if you see like a pancake, um, ready, open the pack. Uh, I have a 14-year-old daughter. She started cooking at the age of 4, and she was handling these premixes. A pancake sometimes come better than mine also. So the thing is, it's consistent product. So when you have this kind of product, you can blindly follow. You can be like tension freaky. There would be anything wrong happening. So that is there, ready to eat, open the pack, microwave. This is mainly for B2C or your shelf product in B2B, where you buy, you have displayed the product, people just come, pick it up on the go, or it's there at home. You just come, pick it up, put it in a microwave, eat it, because life is becoming very fast. There are times when you can't even wait for 15 minutes because you have to rush. You finish one meeting, you are going for another meeting, you only have 5 minutes in between, or you have to travel. So this ready to eat is a huge market. And I think this market, uh, recently, like Arohi mentioned, I was in Hong Kong, Curate India by the Bay, and I went to a lot of local shops. It was flooded. It was flooded because Hong Kong is not a cheap place. Husbands are not husbands, husband only. Hopefully, everyone has one husband. So, husband is working, wife is working, kids are working. They go to school, they come and they're doing side jobs. So, they don't have time, and no one has the time to cook. So, they go to these stores, pick up the stuff. Even stores can microwave it, and on the way back, they are just munching and eating. Then comes to DIY kit. So like you see a Dawat ka biryani kit which is there. It's a gravy in bit so it has a gravy, it has measured rice, and it has a seasoning for raita. So you just take out the gravy, add 300 grams of protein, just cook it together. Simultaneously, you have exact quantity of rice. You cook the rice, you layer it, and you have a spice powder which you add in a dahi, just whip it, your raita is ready. So your biryani from scratch is ready in flat 15 minutes, and you can impress anyone because it's as good as any commercial biryani. So it is very, very good. Now coming to nostalgia. Nostalgia is not just a word, it's an emotion. Uh, we all have grown up, but we have memories from kids. So, like the Poppins, it was a memory. As a kid, we were there. And at that time, we had a limited pocket money. So, we enjoyed it, but today we miss it. I won't say the Poppins is the best toffee available, or there is a toffee like a Kiss Me bar. So, all those are those, or there used to be that sweet cigarette like a Phantom we used to say, which had the red color, and people as a fun used to put on lips. Today, if I see that cigarette anywhere, And using a word cigarette, I am against, like, please don't smoke, but that's not cigarette. That's actually a toffee. That's a mint sweet thing. So for sure, I'll pick it up. Now comes it, that's part one. But how you can elevate that nostalgia, how you can incorporate that nostalgia and curate something which is different, which is wow, but which has an emotion. So if we can touch heart, I always say food is cooked through heart to go through customers' heart through their stomach. So if you can connect that emotion, your success is written on the wall. And then I think the home inspired meals, because the fast moving world, we are eating so much out, we miss out the basic food. And that's what in 2014 I realized, and I started this home chef movement. And touch wood, happy to say that it's a success today. And there's a lot of home chefs in India who are doing wonderful job. So home inspired meals are very important, and it's a very niche segment for two reasons. One, that I'm getting a home style meal. Second, I am 101% sure about the quality, because they are cooking with the same ingredients what I would have done at my home. So I can order variety of home food. I can order Indian, I can order Kashmiri, I can order Rajasthani, I can order any cuisine, which I cannot cook, but I can order and enjoy that at home. So that's very, very important. Next slide, please. So this is comfort over complexity. We are not cooking, we are getting comfort. Now coming to hyper experiential dining. It's very unique. Uh, it's an experience itself. I use a word called foodtainment, food experience, because like a golgappa, a pani puri, a very simple thing. When I go and eat on a street from that thela wala, it tastes different. And the same golgappa, same pani puri, if I bring in a luxury environment and I eat, it does not have the same experience. So these hyper experiential dining, farm to fork, pick up from the same place, you eat there, or you use the ingredients and create something with a beautiful surrounding, beautiful environment. It makes the dining experience wonderful. So, like the first photograph, what you see, I think it's from Nar. Nar is a restaurant by Chef Pratik Sadhu. It's a small restaurant, a very high APC in Kasoli, where he's using local produce, using techniques of fermentation, macceration, maturation, and then curating a meal which is an experience. So, food is an experience. If you see the decor, it's a very rustic kind of a thing. You are in between the mountains. You can see the snow peaks. So you are already in a happy mood. So people are traveling 5 hours, 6 hours from Delhi just to have a meal there and coming back. The second one, which you see, is a picture from Rajvilas, which is a very rustic kind of a thing, mud wall. There are tandoor, there is a range, and there is a herb garden around. So you just come a winter afternoon, you're sitting on a table, you go, you pluck your own vegetables, give it to a chef and tell him, Chef, I want to eat something like this kind of a flavor. And chef will curate that flavor and serve it to you. Um, so that's 3 to 4 hours of experience. But imagine in the winter, in the garden, and there are peacocks around. So it just elevates the experience. The last one is again from a very dear friend from Goa, Chef Avinash Martin. It's called Table in the Hills. So there is a small river flowing by the side. He's picking up the ingredients from the local sources, taking help of the local people, giving a local flavor. But if you see the food, it's not local. So the flavors are local, the prawns are local, but the way he has cooked it is making it international. So it's an experience in itself. So there is where the hyper experiential dining will come into it. But for this, we cannot have this everywhere. We need to find a place which is unique, which offers unique in terms of flora and fauna, Your food has to align with the thought process. It has to have the right story, why you did it, what exactly you have done it, uh, when you decided, because this overall experience has to be a way where customer get involved and he needs to enjoy every bit. Otherwise, the life of these restaurants will be very, very short. So if you want to make a beautiful, hyper experiential dining, make a small one, high APC, uh, but have experience so that you can prolong your experience, your customers, and it cannot be repetitive. It cannot be the same menu coming back again and again. You need to have seasonal influences. You need to change menu because if I've dined that place, I've enjoyed the thing. But will I go again 6 hours traveling one side for an experience? Maybe no. But if you give me something different again, oh wow, last time I have a wonderful experience. Pratik or Kavinash has come up with another menu. Let me see what they have. Last time was wonderful. I'm sure this would be also wonderful. You will go back again. And if it's great, you have already booked your seat for the third one. So that is hyper experiential dining. Let's move to the third one. Let's
Sorry
dive.
to interrupt, Chef. Before we move on to the next one, can you please explain what APC is?
Okay. Thank you. And Arohi and Chef Apar, please continue asking these kind of a thing. Chef Apar is a very senior chef and heading AAFT, so I will take his help in that because sometimes the kinesthetic energy or the muscle memory just let us flow through and we think ye to pata hi hoga. So anyone, anything which I say which you don't understand, please put your question in the Q&A and Arohi will help me in doing that. So APC means average per cover. So if my restaurant is doing a sale of lakh rupee and I'm feeding only 10 people, then I divide the total sale by the total number of covers and that gives me a number which is called average per cover. Higher the average per cover means higher the revenue per customer. Uh, there are multiple kind of a thing. So these kind of restaurants are higher APC. The restaurants which are volume, they are generally lower APC. So the difference is when you do lower APC, your turnovers needs to be faster. Like the Sagar Ratnas of the world, you go, you eat, you pay, and in one meal period, they would have 3 to 4 turnarounds. So per chair, you would have made good amount, but per cover, you are doing 300, 400 cover price. But from per chair in one meal period, you have done 1200, 1500. That's an APC. And you do 300, 400, 500, 600 covers. But here, you do one experience, one sitting in one meal period because this experience is generally 90 to 120 minutes. Sometimes it's longer also, depending on place to place, but they charge you higher. One, their ingredients are expensive. Second, because they are not big, their chairs, number of chairs are less. They need to pay the bill for their real estate, manpower. So that's another thing. Third, there's a lot of effort which goes into in curating these kind of experiences. So APC is average per cover, total revenue divided by the total number of covers gives you revenue per individual customer. I hope I am able to answer your question, Arohi.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Uh, Local and sustainable products. Um, World is becoming more and more cautious about what they are eating, how are they eating, what impact this would have in the future on our coming generations. Uh, how will I leave the world to my next generation? And even corporates, they have this concept of uh, green points. India, this has not come, but soon this will come. Internationally, if you have a brand for valuation, they give you green points. So if you have negative green points, it's better. So negative green points means how much of carbon footprints you burn, how much you saved. So the difference is either positive or negative. Lesser is better. So when there is an ingredient coming from US, so it's packed there, the entire flight movement happened, it landed here, people handled it here, locally transported. So that's why the carbon footprints are higher. And that's why local and sustainable, less of plastic, all these things are coming into it. Um, like I mentioned, India, we haven't got that valuation, but internationally, it's already valuation. What does that mean is if I have a company, you put a cost of all your equipments, you put a cost of your capital, then what is your goodwill, what is the revenue you are doing. So you come to a valuation thing. So, for example, it's an X. Because you have a carbon footprint negative, they will give you some extra percentage. So it will become X plus Y, and overall it will become negative footprints. Negative footprints is not only you, it's also your dealers. So, for example, if I'm buying a product from someone, how is that company doing? That also make a difference. Or if I'm buying a local product, but what kind of a packaging they are giving me? So I have to audit them also and have to calculate their carbon footprints also. So that's how it runs. So that's why in India, a lot of these corporates have are ready to spend more. Like for example, a water bottle of any mineral water. I will not take name because I'm not with any brand chef for any water bottle. But that cost you, for example, 10-15 rupees. There's water in a can, which will cost you 25-30 rupees. But they are ready to buy 25-30 rupees can or a glass bottle. Now, world is moving to can because glass is dangerous. It can break. It can hurt anyone. Can is safer, easy to handle. Logistics is easy. So brands are moving this way. While I was in the hotel, a real-time experience that we used to put plastic bottles for people, 300 ml, drink as much as you want. There were a lot of brands who said, please don't do it. Give us water dispensers and put a use and throw glass or a glass made out of glass, so that there is zero plastic immersion. So that's where the local and sustainable products will come. Also, uh, chefs these days are creating food with local ingredients and becoming hyper local. Two reasons. One, local ingredients are cheaper. Second, we have done enough and more of the balsamic vinegars and the different ingredients from Europe. So we want to do something different. To do something different, we need different ingredients. And fortunately, in India, we have enough and more ingredients. So I will discuss that in a later slide. I've done recently something, but I'll discuss. So, like if you see, India has literally become a gin capital of the world. Goa, or we have the best of the gins, local gins, and they are mind blowing. Lot of drums, lot of whiskeys have come. So when I'm saying liquor, though I'm a chef, but I'm discussing about entire F&B, so that's why the liquor also come in place. Or like you say, chana sattu or a thekwa, like the picture. So all this is happening, and ministry. So like Arohit mentioned initially that I work with ministry. There is lot of help and support by government of India to make India sustainable, self-dependent, and curate wonderful things. So that is the local sustainable. And when it comes to handcrafted, it gives a unique experience. It gives a luxury. It gives you a boutique experience. A machine is moving, anyone can do it. But a hand painting will always be more expensive than a machine made because that will have a different finish. Same way is with the food ingredients. When any dish is done by hand, it's done in the most basic way, the way it was supposed to be. Of course, they have the right to charge more, but customer gets the best. And today, customers have spending power. They are ready to spend if they get the right product and experience. Okay. Arvi, can we move to the next slide, please? Now, coming to culture rediscovery and culinary heritage. This topic is very, very close to my heart. Um, So this home chef movement, which is attached to my name, is actually from this only. So in 2014, my daughter is a classical Bharatanatyam dancer, but like today's generation, we are not into classical dances. We don't enjoy. So it was her performance. I went and saw her performance, and quickly I came back before even the show finished. Another kids were performing. So in the night, my wife was little upset, but she explained me that you should have stayed back because other kids, when they were performing, there were no parents and all these things, which I understood. But I was like, but I don't like. What would I do? I would be just on my phone doing something. But when I was thinking about it, I realized the same thing is happening to our Indian culinary system also because Indian food for the world is only butter chicken, dal makhani, garlic naan, samosa. So I started working on that. And today I'm very happy that a lot of people are working, a lot of chefs are working because we have realized that why to go abroad when there is so much in our own country to explore. So that's happening. So like Oberoi, we started a concept called Revive, revival of traditional cuisine, revival of forgotten cuisines. And we have enough and more support from people. They were coming and our revenues went up. So that was a realization that sometimes we need to look inwards rather than being outward and spend more. So cost wise is lesser, experience wise is better, and revenue wise is better. Recently, this word Shodh Award. So Shodh is research and Award means knowledge, a host like a Ashmeg Yag happened. So this is what we have started a concept. Very dear friend of mine, Chef Parvinder Bali. So we both belong to the same fraternity. We were together in Oberoi. And when I shared my concept with Chef Bali, he was more than happy. And then we collaborated and came up with this concept of Show Dawat. So if any one of you want more insight into it, can go on a Instagram page of Show Dawat and can check that out. So here we are dealing with ministries. We are doing researches. So we had gone to tribal areas in Jharkhand. It's called Asur tribe. They don't kill animals. They don't grow. They go to jungle, they forge, they pick ingredients, come and cook. And wonderful experience. So we are trying to bring that. 3 years back, I had mentioned that the tribal cuisine would be the next big thing. And trust me, that would happen. If you would have seen the black chicken, which became a huge talk that came from the tribal regions of MP. So the exploration in these areas will give us a unique ideas and it will start the entire logistic chain. For example, pea aubergine, which we buy from Thailand, we import from Thailand. It costs us 1800 rupees, 2000 rupees a kg. But in Jharkhand, in the same tribe, they wear like a mala. They don't wear gold or thing, but they just put it through a thread and they're there. And we were shocked that such an expensive ingredient. We asked them, "Do you sell this?" Is sometimes people come, they take it from us in return of a salt. Just imagine with one packet of salt they are giving. So there is a business opportunity. If someone can curate that logistic chain, it's going to be a great entrepreneurship. But for that, we need to do exploration or research. So that's how it will happen. Uh, Heritage driven dining menus as a unique offering. So one we were discussing hyper local, hyper experiential. This is a semi of that kind of a thing. The world is moving towards modernization, evolution, modern Indian, but somewhere our cuisine has a lot of history. So I spent about 7 months researching about Mughal era and I curated a Mughal festival, which was a great success. Um, if I just tell anyone in a restaurant that I have a Ran and this is a Sikandari Ran. The name came from Alexander Sikandar when he had a fight in um, what is his name? I'm missing out the place from where he went back. It's a university, Takshila. So from Takshila he went back and he gave the entire kingdom back. So Magad Naresh gave him 2,200 scholars, and in return, he gave him a huge barrel of liquor. And that was the first time this ran was made. So there's so much of stories when we incorporate that in cuisine and tell people that this is a unique experience. And Akbar used to eat this way, and Babur used to eat this way, and Maharana Pratap used to eat this way. It will pull in people for experience. And this learning I had when I was posted in Udaipur. So I was speaking to one of my general manager that so there was a heritage hotel and then we had Udaivilas. So I was like, we have Udaivilas, which is a better property, luxury is there, services are there. But why that people still love to go to experience that heritage property? And he explained me, history cannot be recreated. It can only be experienced. So if you say that you have the best sofa in this earth, the most comfortable one, and you charge X amount, but you say this is a chair of Maharana Pratap where Maharana Pratap used to sit, people will pay more money to sit on that chair because even that 2 seconds they will experience. So when you combine a heritage driven dining menus, you give an experience of history, you give them the story, you show a movie literally through the food that what it was, how we have evolved. And at the same time, you can play around. It's not that you have to do it. You can always do a 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 versions where you pick up the ideas from there, modify, and present with a story. So this can be your B2B, this can be your package industry, this can be your ready to eat industry, this can be your hotels, this can be your gravies. This model will fit into everything. So the two things, the Shodhavat and heritage-driven dining menus, you can easily customize into any business model. Okay. Next, are we digital age of food entrepreneurship, the latest in thing, cloud kitchens. So they are cloud kitchens, especially after COVID. What has happened is during COVID, we were forced to dine at our places. We were ordering food. Uh, we are human beings. Human beings cannot live in isolation. We need friends. We need get-togethers. So we were doing our get-togethers with those small group of people, and we were ordering in food and having drinks and chilling at home. So people realized that this is a great model. So, though COVID is over, people have started going out, but this model has not completely moved out. Still, people love to have those small gathering at homes. Or if it's Diwali time, it's a card party, or if it's a New Year's, there's a lot of home parties. So the cloud kitchen is on a rise. But how to connect this cloud kitchen? How to order these cloud kitchens? So there are these delivery. So there are two models. One, their cloud kitchens are direct where you contact them through their website or the WhatsApp or call them and they will deliver. Otherwise, they are aggregators who will do that. Then coming to the next, it has recently started, but a long way in India, virtual chef and tech-led customers interactions. So you have a random AI model. Uh, you can customize your food. I want a low calorie. I want this, and I want. And you have pre-fed, and he keeps discussing with you, and he curate a menu, feed you. You said okay, then he send the menu to the kitchen, chef cooks, and send it to you. So AI is big time supposed to come into our industry. AI is hitting everyone, but food industry it's still the tip of the iceberg. Still a long way, but if anyone can capture it, first moving advantage, first mover advantage is going to help him. So that is there. Of course, e-commerce enabling wider reach for artisanal food brands. Uh, so when now initially I was saying about the local, but there are different models for everything. So this is uh, imported stuff also, as well as local artisanal products also. They are available on e-commerce. I can go to any website. I can place an order. The accessibility is easy because of that. And when accessibility is easy, people will buy more. Like when we started our career, when I say 28 years back, broccoli or a red yellow capsicum was literally unheard. Only five-star luxury hotels used to have because we used to import. Now it's available on the streets. Because it's available on the streets, it has made way into our houses. Same as with these artisanal products. When it's a good cheese, good olive oils, or a good local base, uh, fre- uh, literally fresh produce are there, cold presses are there, where we know the health benefit of it, we will order. So people are not worried about cost here. In a commercial segment, yes, this can be a challenge because in B2C, it's a volume game. 1 rupee extra spent per cover into 1 lakh cover is a difference of 1 lakh rupee. And the cost of 1 lakh rupee, when I have to present to my financial controller, I need to earn 5 lakh rupees out of that. So that's how, and my customers will not pay me that much. So the business model does not work. But for home, if an organic tomato is costing me 100 rupees, whereas the regular tomato is costing me 20 rupees, I won't mind because it's only half a kg of tomato or less what I'll be using per day. So a 40 rupees for a health of me and my family is not much. So that's how your e-commerce is a great platform for artisanal products. It's a B2C market. Sustainable and innovative practices. Like we discussed earlier, the more you have sustainable and innovative practices. I mentioned that all these brands have to see how you are doing. What are your practices? What are your carbon footprints? So they will always, always, always go with you if you are able to achieve that because it is their brand guidance. Especially your all international multinationals, they have this guidance. So it is very, very important. A lot of individuals are also conscious. It's not only that from a business point of view, a lot of individuals are ready to spend couple of extra bucks, but if it's helping in better future. So that's very important. Then innovation in ingredients. So last year was a year of millets. Globally, it was year of millets. People who started, they have made fortune for themselves. The millet, which was 25 rupees a kg, now it's not available at 250 rupees a kg. So you need to have the right vision for these kind of things, or sometimes an insider information too. Revival. So revival, what is lost, how you revive it, how you bring it, how you tell people that it has a balanced flavor, it is healthy, it is tasty, and sometimes if you can add a nostalgia to it. So if you add a bajre ka papad, or you do a bajre ka crisp with some grilled fish, and you are able to say that we got this idea of a bajre ka papad and I'm using the similar kind of flavors what my dadi nani used to add. So you have revived it, you have presented in a different way, which is easier. Guys, one thing which is very important in revival, we need to understand our lifestyle has changed. So you cannot have my grandfather would be having a lot of ghee or a lot of fat or a lot of rich food, but they were doing a lot of physical activities. Our activities have gone down. So be very careful when you revive things and present. Sometimes you need to modify because if it's a bad effect or an ill effect on my body, I will not order again. So that will lead to losses. That's not entrepreneurship. That's loss making exercise. So be very careful. And climate resilient farming. So we know fresh is better. People are doing cold storage farming, which is also there because there are certain ingredients which we require 12 months. So you need to balance both. And zero waste practices. Waste practices are important for cost, important for carbon footprints, feel good factor. You can highlight these things, you can talk about these things, and you can make a difference. In today's world, there are two things. One is your product, second is how you sell your product, how you make a noise in the market about your product, how people perceive your product, what is the value. And value is not only in terms of cost, it's the overall packaging. So all these things what we are saying, When you package it nicely and present, the value of your product goes up. You can make more money, but make rather than making more money, you can reach more households. So that's very important. So believe in overall packaging. Quick service restaurants, QSR is very important. So earlier there were two kinds of restaurants. They were fast casual, fast food, or a fine dining restaurant. So these were the two stalwarts of American restaurant industry, the fast food and the fine dining. But now, uh, fine dining needs time. You need to dress up, you need to be formal. Do I need to be formal? No, I'm going to enjoy food. Yes, sometimes fine dining, of course, if I have a meeting or if I have a celebration, I will go to fine dining. Uh, but otherwise, no, I won't. The second is fast food. Fast food, unhealthy. Fast food, unhealthy. No, because people are becoming more and more conscious. I think our generation was one of the worst generation when it comes to fast food because for us, fast food was wow. But thanks to the education system, thanks to schools for telling kids the negative point about fast food, so kids are also getting into different things. And overall, this has given a rise to a quick service restaurant. In a quick service restaurant, it's fast like a fast food, but the quality is like a fine dining. It's fresh, it's produced, uh, it's quite recent, but it has made its mark big time in the industry. Your investment is low. You just need a kitchen and dispense. It's a take and go or a standing restaurant. It's not a place where you'll sit and dine, so you don't need to set up that. So, and it's good for people who does not have time to sit. So it's fast. I'm driving, just park my car, picked up stuff, driving and eating on the way. So it is very, and also it's very customer friendly because your investment is less, your expenses are less, your running cost is less, your operational cost is less. You pass on these benefits to customer. So when you pass on these customers benefit to customers, the cost, the selling price come down and it become more affordable for customer. Because it's more affordable for customer, customers go more frequently. So and hence there's lot of these brands which has come up like internationally. You have Chipotle, Shack. In India, you have Chayos. There, so you have um, there's so many brands if I take name. But if I take one name, if not other, then the others will get upset. So let me not make anyone get upset. But that is there. But for individual, you have plenty of options. And if you have any kind of a dietary requirement or needs, there is a QSR option. If I have a dietary requirement, if I'm staying alone, I have a budget for my meal. I cannot eat fine dining or a luxury restaurant or expensive meal every day, every breakfast, lunch, dinner. So there these QSRs come in because they are fast, they are cheap, and they help me in delivering stuff. Uh, Fast casual restaurants generally are chain because a single restaurant cannot make money because they have base kitchen because consistency is very important and the skill at the outlet at the dispensing outlet cannot be there because otherwise your every outlet will become too expensive. So you have a base kitchen where product is made fresh every day, spend to outlets, and outlets are mainly pantries where you just bring them together, pack it, and give it to the guests. So it is in simple ones. It's fast casual restaurants are cheaper, offering quality, faster product, cheaper price, and a good quality. The best part is it's quality. Uh, Fast casual restaurant offers consumer freshly prepared, higher quality food in an informal setting with counter service to keep things speedy. Combine the ambience and meal quality comparable to the casual dining with the convenience of a quick chain restaurant. The fast casual industry has been a model for current and future success. I am 101% sure that this is going to stay. This is not moving out. Factors include quality, taste, convenience, customer service, what we already have discussed. And it's relatively affordable with the high quality ingredients. Uh, so, yeah, that's it. It's fresh and customized. Now comes destination dining. Uh, Destination dining is different from the hyper local. Hyperlocal was you create an experience. Destination dining is you enjoy the destination and you have the food from that place, and the place is a destination. Not only like a Ladakh or a Northeast or a Southeast or a Rajasthan, even a sports arena is a destination. So, how you customize the food as per people. So, for example, if I think about a Ladakh, a momos came to my mind. Or a very simple thing, Maggie. A Maggie and a chai in a hill station in an ice cold environment taste way better because it's a destination dining because there is no other option. It's not that Maggie is the best thing, but that's the best available solution at that place. So how you make that? You get the local ingredient infused into Ladakhi food, for example. So if today if I go to Rajasthan, how many Rajasthani restaurants are in Rajasthan? Recently, Chef Saurabh in Jaipur has opened a restaurant. I'm missing out his name. I think it's Rajshri or something. But a mind blowing, I was seeing. For sure, I am going to visit that restaurant because I'm going because that is a destination restaurant. In Rajasthan, I am going to eat Rajasthani food. We always say when you go to Paris, France, behave like French. Eat French. If you want to enjoy the culture, you need to imbibe yourself into their culture, art, music, and food. But if you don't have destination restaurants, how will you imbibe that? So that is there. Tourism is working on that. But I think there's immense opportunity to create these driving locations. But you need to have patience. It will not give you return from the day one. But trust me, if you're able to do it, the real estate is cheaper. Ingredients, because you are sourcing local, are cheaper. Manpower is cheaper. Skill required for that cuisine is available because वो उनके घर का खाना है. It's easier because it's their own food. So you get everything under one roof. So how can it be a loss-making activity? For sure, it will make fortune for you. Opportunities for entrepreneurs. So artisanal and clean label, premixes, functional beverages, tech driven. So this is basically what we have done. Just bringing everything together. Tech driven ventures, cloud kitchens, meal subscriptions, heritage and experiential concepts, pop ups, storytelling through food. Also, when you create these heritage experiential concepts, pop ups are very important so that you tell world what you are doing. So you give a glimpse. मूवी का ट्रेलर दिखाना जरूरी है तभी लोग मूवी देखने आएंगे. So pop-ups are very important. uh, Solution and challenges. So whenever you want to start something, there is a challenge for capital. You need to figure out how much funds and stick to your budgets. But whenever you are curating a budget for yourself, always remember that you need a certain operational cost. You need to have a budget for running your business for 6 months without earning. If you're able to do it, otherwise, you will you will get frustrated, you will take wrong decisions, and that will be a short and will take short-term decisions. Uh, Maintain authenticity amidst commercialization. So what happen is when you commercialize thing, हम बोल रहे हैं home style food, but you're commercializing and giving an industry style food. You lost the battle. We are saying nostalgia, but in nostalgia you put just something and there is so for example a Parle-G. Parle-G is a nostalgia for me because I remember when I started my career, I had no time. There was no fast food. There was no Zomato and Swiggy. So my breakfast used to be a chai and a Parle Ji ka packet. And there are a lot of people like me. So if I just put a garnish of Parle Ji, it might not be doing justice. So if I make a cheesecake, I have to infuse that flavors. So that when I'm enjoying a cheesecake in every bite, yeah, the memories are running in my head. So that is there. So please don't lose the authenticity, sustainability cost. Uh, Nothing comes cheaper in this world. And framework, you need to be different. Innovation is required. If either you can be one of them or you can be the one. If you are the one, success is yours. If you are one of them, then you are one of them. Then you are running the same rat race. Then get into collaboration with the right people who complement you. So a luxury brands collaborates with the luxury brands because their customer base is same. So you need to do the right collaboration. And then, of course, storytelling, telling people why. Why should I come to your place? Why should I try your ingredient? Why should I buy anything which you are presenting? If you are not able to convince me, then I will not. And that's where storytelling is important. So, entrepreneurship is rooted in innovation, culture, connections will redefine, and all this, trust me, is going to redefine the culinary future of our country. So, I think I've spoken enough and more. Wow,
Yeah. Yeah, Chef, I
14:53.
think that
I
was,
think I took little extra or ROE.
no, we absolutely enjoyed it. So no issues with that. So, Chef, it was a wonderful talk which you delivered, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. And before we move on to the Q&A, I would just want to tell everyone here that, we at AAFT Online have an online diploma course in culinary arts. And you can learn all these skills, of being an entrepreneur, how to set up your own business, and, how to scale up that so that you can excel in this world of culinary, and all of this you can do by sitting in the comfort of your homes with this diploma in culinary arts program. And in case you want to learn more about it, you want to inquire about the details of the course, what all is going to be covered in this entire 1 year, you can call us or drop an email on this email ID, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. So,
ROE
Chef,
can profit. Sorry, I'm
yes,
just asking, can professional also can join? Because there are certain basics over a period of time we forget. So it will be a nice for brushing up. Like I would love to be a part of this course and go through it because there would be certain things which I be overlooking. So it will just help me and remind me and put me back on the right track.
absolutely, Chef, absolutely. This would be an upscale course also for the people who are there already in the industry, and we would be
Great.
more than honored to have you here with us.
Discount मिलेगा?
Sure, you can call the admission team for that. So, so jokes apart,
No, but
Chef.
before that, Chef Apar, sorry I missed bringing you in. Anything you want to add?
Uh, Chef, you were very nice. You explained everything, nostalgia, flavors, B2B, B2C, everything. You culminated in a very beautiful fashion. You covered everything, Chef.
Thank you, Apar.
So, for all the learners and attendees, just to let you know, Chef Apar Sethi is associated with AAFT, and he's going to be your mentor in case you join with us. He has an expertise in entrepreneurship. He's helped many restaurants build their own brand, and all of that he's done since the past 12 years. So, yes, that would be another feather in the cap in case you want to join us in this course. So, Chef, when we were talking about starting the own setup, usually the first thing which comes in mind is the finances, right? And as you said, we need to set apart a finance thing, and we need to then look at it and move ahead. So, according to you, what could be possible pitfalls in that scenario, and how do we overcome those challenges?
So see, whenever you are setting, first you need to have be very clear key what am I supposed to do? what is my vision? You need to be very clear in my vision that, okay, I want to set up a restaurant, I need to set up a brewery, I need to set up a QSR, I need to set up a cloud kitchen, or I need to set up my industry. Then what am I supposed to do? What are my unique things? What is going to be my USP? Then you need to understand like end to end. Like, for example, if I have to do a restaurant. So uh, for restaurant, I need have a kitchen, I have a service area, I have a back area. Okay. Then what kind of a restaurant? What kind of a covers? Okay, I'm going to have a 60 to 80 covers restaurant. Okay, 60 to 80 covers restaurant, I need about 2,500 square feet. So I put very simple that one cover is about 4 square feet. So that kind of a calculations I randomly do. Okay. Now, where would I do it? What is a rental of that? What will be my capital expenditure on that? Okay. Then you need to what kind of a design I have to, what kind of kitchen I would do, what kind of a menu I'll do. Based on that, you will have come across, you'll come to a thing. What is the manpower required? How many people in kitchen? How many people in service? So when you do all that, then you put numbers. When you put numbers, keep 10% extra. Because trust me, in construction, whatever you do, the cost will go up. Sometimes some mistake will happen. So your 10-15% margin you need for capex only. Then if it's going above your budget, rework, make it smaller. If it's below your budget, rework, make it higher. You can also, maybe you don't need to put small, you don't need to reduce the size, but maybe you are spending too much on interiors. So you need to divide what percentage you are doing in what. So you need to relook into that kind. And you also need to see what is competition around. You cannot like, I'm doing a QSR. There are 10 different QSR already existing. They're serving the same stuff. Then it's not happening. Okay, you are bringing something different. Average QSR, APC, average per cover of QSR is about 300, 400, and you have budgeted for 1,000 rupees. So that's a wrong. So you need to budget that. Then you need to make a break-even point analysis. Break-even point analysis is uh, every extra cover give me a profit margin. So you put a line which grows up. But every extra cover cost also high. At the same time, there is a fixed cost. So your cost does not start from zero, but your profit starts from zero. So you put that graph based on real time assumptions. You cannot be too pessimistic. You cannot be too optimistic, considering the entire market scenario. That will give you a break even analysis that, okay, in this scenario, this profitability, this percentage, this expense, I'm going to hit break even in 16, 18 months. Okay. So till 16 months, when I don't make break even, this is the cost, this is my rental, this is my manpower thing, this is the thing I'll be putting in money. And then you have to take that, okay, it's going right or not. So you need to do a capital analysis. And this is very, very, very important exercises because I have come across multiple entrepreneurs who start big. They have invested money at beautifying interiors and then they realize that we don't have money, and then whatever is left, they cut corners there. And sometimes, most of not sometimes, most of the time, the things which are left are the most important things. Your basic kitchen tools, your basic manpower thing, your marketing, your PR cost. These are the one which are the most important costs. If my interior, if I have not used the most expensive paint, but I have gone one grade less, it won't make so much of difference. But if I don't have a good chef, or if I don't have a good equipment, or if I don't have a good ingredients, I cannot do anything. A chef is can be a great skilled guy, but he is not a magician. If you don't give him good ingredients, he cannot churn out outstanding food. He can make a better food as compared to other with the same ingredients. But sometimes a good ingredient and a bad chef can give you better results than a good chef and bad ingredients.
Got it. I think it was very well explained. Apar, you want to contribute something here?
Uh, I would like Chef mentioned about the cost. I have seen it time and time again. People buy the equipments and then they uh, dis discard the equipments. तो उसमें भी इतना वेस्टेज हो जाता है because they're not planning कि पहले हम मेन्यू बनाएंगे then we'll buy the equipment. So they go the other way around कि
Yeah.
पहले पहले इक्विपमेंट ले लेंगे फिर मेन्यू उसके हिसाब से बनता है.
So, Aro, yeah, I'll come to a real-time experience. A big time celebrity in Chandigarh approached me. His kitchen was ready, his equipment was there, and he says, I want you to consult me and make a menu. I was like, that doesn't work like that. Okay. I'll just clarify what Apar said here, and I'm sure he also meant the same. By when he say menu, it does not mean individual dishes. It means the concept. Because there would be a menu change. Today I have a chicken tikka in a menu. Tomorrow I have a more malai tikka in a menu. But the concept is I have a chicken tikka in a menu. So for chicken tikka, I need skewer, I need tandoor. That's what we meant. So your concept and your basics menu skeleton should be ready before ordering equipments and platters and plates. Otherwise, you order Indian set of plates and platters and you're doing a European food in the end.
Yeah, yeah, got that. Absolutely get it. Okay, so Sana has a question, chef, and she's saying that I'm planning to start a cloud kitchen and have a thought of bringing dishes from all over the country. So, how to manage the time to complete any particular order for CX?
I'm not sure if I have understood the question right. Will you repeat the question again?
I'm planning to start a cloud kitchen and have a thought of bringing dishes from all over the country. So, how to manage the time to complete a particular order for a client?
Okay, Sana, you don't do a la minute things. So you need to make a menu in a way where it's a great idea. I love the thought. I believe so. While I was in Leela, I had this concept called, so we said India, India. My restaurant was Dia, and I say India, we serve India. So it's a great concept, and that's future. So what I would suggest is you make a menu in a way where you can play around with the ingredients and you have to do pre-prep. Like for example, a lal mask, which is I don't know veg or non-veg, but I'm giving you a non-veg example. So lal mask, you will not cook a la minute. You will have the only thing is when the order comes, you just refresh. You add some garlic, sweat the garlic, add a lal mask gravy, reheat, smoke, cover, pack out. So in a commercial, we don't cook from scratch, and we need to plan in a manner that what I can cook and keep the quantities are very important because if you cook less, you lose revenue. If you cook too much, you throw and it's a food cost wastage. So you need to plan that what you can make and keep and up till what level and how you can finish that dish in few minutes at the end so that you are able to give good quality product without compromising on the taste and yet is easy and deliverable. And if I have not been able to answer your question, Sana, you can message me on Instagram. It's Chef Bhasin. I'll be more than happy to answer it back. But I think that was your question and I answered accordingly.
Yeah, yeah, got that, chef. Yes, Chef Apart, you want to say something?
आपने एक टर्म यूज करी आला मिनट. वो बता दो आला मिनट व्हाट इज दैट. बस ये बता.
Okay. So I know, Apar, you know the answer. I will
भाई
pass
पता.
this question back to you.
So, like chef mentioned, we do pre-prep. Ala minute is जब order आता है, we start cooking. That is in the moment you start cooking. That is a French term. It is ALA, minute. So that is a very restaurant and hotel. आप एक कॉमी से एग्जीक्यूटिव शेफ के जबान पे आप आला मिनट सुनोगे. ये कर लेंगे हम आला मिनट. They never say कि हम अभी in the. So it is done at the point when you need it.
Yeah. In simple one, alumni means when required at that moment.
Got it, sir. Thank you. And just before, we end, another question here, a quick one from Sayak, and he says that my question is, can a QSR be possible in India with a vegetarian segment?
Yes. Why not? There are many. Absolute. Vegetarian market in India is huge. We are the world capital when it comes to vegetarian food. The number of vegetarians in India are huge. In fact, not even in India, internationally, the veganism is on rise.
Yeah.
That's the future. But at the same time, I don't know. There is big time, and there is this one thing I wanted to add, but I have not added. I've deleted after adding because personally, I am not very confident of green or alternative meats, but internationally is doing well. But I think in India, we have enough and more vegetarian option that we don't need that. But there are vendors who are doing in India. It can be, it cannot be. So beyond meat, alternate meat, I'm not sure. But vegetarian QSR, 101%.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Chef, for answering that. And on this note, I would want to thank you, Chef Bhasin, for taking out time and, enlightening our attendees and learners here about small, small things. And also, just a quick, recap to everyone that in case you want to learn from experts like Chef Bhasin, and I'm sure we would be calling you over again with your expertise here. So, you want to learn from all these experts and learn about all these nitty-gritties of culinary. Please feel free to ask us regarding the course that we offer on this number or drop in an email at this email ID, and we would be happy to get in touch with you. So, Chef, thank you so much for taking out time. It was absolutely wonderful to have had you here.
My pleasure. Thank you, Arui. Thank you, Apar. And thank you to the entire AFT team. Thank you all.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Have a good day.